Welcome to Spiritual Foundations for Life. This is day number 229. Secure Christian leaders know who they are in Christ. Insecure leaders try to establish their identity and their sense of worth in titles and degrees and positions of authority and power. Insecure parents encourage their children to attain to such things. Such was the case when the mother of Zebedee's sons, James and John, approached Jesus. She wanted her children to sit on the right and the left hand of Jesus, according to Matthew chapter 20, verses 20 and 21. When the other disciples heard about this, they became outraged, according to Matthew chapter 20, verse 24. You see, when people demand power and position, it creates interpersonal problems in organizations. What are the others supposed to do when someone climbs over their backs to get ahead? They neither want those kinds of people over them, nor do they want to succumb to those same self-serving tactics. Jesus exhorted his disciples not to be like the Gentiles who exercised their authority and lorded it over others. Instead, he said in Matthew chapter 20, verses 25 and 26, that they were to be like servants and slaves if they wanted to become great. There is no position lower than that of a servant or a slave. Christian leaders are not supposed to rely on their position as the basis of their leadership. Christian leaders it's not position based, it's character based. Those who aspire to a position of an overseer must show by their character that they're qualified, according to 1 Timothy chapter 3 and Titus chapter 1. A person's ability to lead may be somewhat dependent on his or her gifts, talents, intelligence, or personality, but that is not what qualifies that individual to be a Christian leader. Even though some believers may be gifted and talented and intelligent and personable, they should be immediately disqualified if their character is deficient. Christian leaders should be an example to those under their authority and not lord it over them, according to 1 Peter chapter 5, verses 1 to 4. Leaders are subject to the needs of those who are under their authority, which is why they should lead them to Christ, who will meet all of their needs. When problems arise in a company or church or a home, the mantle of leadership falls on the one who is ultimately responsible. No one calls the maintenance worker, the custodian, or the child during a crisis. All great leaders should sense the burden of being responsible for those who follow them. Jesus certainly did. He served us by giving his life to meet our greatest need. Jesus had no human position of authority in the religious establishment or in the state, and yet crowds were amazed at his teaching because he taught as one who had authority and not as their teachers of the law, according to Matthew chapter 7, verses 28 and 29. The people recognized Jesus' authority because of the quality and conduct of his life. While Christian leaders are not to appeal to their position or demand loyalty to themselves, those who are under their authority are required to respect their position. Hebrews chapter 13, verse 17 says, "Have confidence in your leaders and submit to their authority, because they keep watch over you as those who must give an account. Do this so that their work will be a joy, not a burden, for that would be of no benefit to you." Our key point today is that Christian leaders are subject to the needs of their followers. And our key verse, John 13, verse 35, "By this everyone will know that you are my disciples if you love one another." Join me tomorrow for another episode of Spiritual Foundations for Life.